Finally, some lunch.
Hey, Sarita, right?
Stephanie Labbé?
Yeah, we're teamies now.
Teamies? What are you talking about?
Signed, sealed, delivered. Just signed my new contract.
You mean we're coworkers?
I guess that's what you say in the business world, huh?
Never been a teammate, but I'm excited to be a coworker with you. This is so exciting. Introducing your newest Vancouver Whitecaps FC employee, the general manager of women's soccer, Stephanie Labbé. You hang up the cleats at BC Place, and now you're gonna rejoin it in your professional career. Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about your fascinating career from when it began to where we are today.
Yeah, it is a full circle moment for me to be right back here in the place where it ended and starting a whole new journey. But yeah, so for me, when I was young, you know, I grew up in a really small town, Stony Plain, and I grew up just playing every sport possible. I just wanted to be active. I wanted to be around my friends, meet new people. You know, hockey was my first love. That's where I grew up. I wanted to be just like my older brother. And then when I was around 11 years old, a bunch of my girlfriends from school were convincing me to go and play soccer. And that's where I really, I think, fell in love with the sport, really found, you know, what I wanted to do for a long time coming. And I think I just, from there, fell in love with the challenge, the pressure that comes with it, all of the adversity that comes with sport. And I really started to learn some amazing life lessons that have carried me through my entire career.
What does your job entail? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm really excited to, first and foremost, continue on the wonderful work that's been already created with not only the Vancouver Whitecaps League One team, but also the academies across the country. You know, the development of the youth in this country is really, really important. When we talk about the success of the national team, it's important to have that foundation and that grassroots development. So I want to continue to provide those places for the youth to grow and develop. And the Whitecaps have a really amazing foundation of that already. And then secondly, you know, what I'm really, really passionate about and super excited about is doing my best to continue to be an advocate and a voice for bringing professional soccer to this country. You know, my values completely align with the Vancouver Whitecaps and wanting to be a part of that and wanting to make that happen. And so having their support in doing that, I think is a really big step.
As we walk down Robson Street, it's like pretty iconic for, you know, getting down to the BC Place to watch the Vancouver Whitecaps. How do you think that the club stacks against the other Canadian teams, specifically to the women's program?
Yeah, you know, for me, Vancouver Whitecaps has been a long-time supporter of women's soccer. You know, I grew up coming here for residency with the national team and always seeing the Whitecaps women's program, you know, training right beside us. I think, you know, I know so many players that made it to the national team that came through this program. They provided so many opportunities and invested in the women from such a young age. And, you know, they really are one of the most historical clubs in terms of investing in women. And I think that's one thing that really drew me to this club. But for me, you know, talking about the history and talking about their investment in the women's program, we also have to acknowledge the history of this club in terms of the allegations and the abuse that did happen and the involvement. And I think for me, it's really, really important that we can't talk about the amazingness of the history and their investment without also acknowledging that. And I think for me, moving forward, I want to make sure that the message is out there, that their voices are heard and they are valued and they are of importance. And we want to continue to move this club in a positive direction, to reconnect them back to the community again, and to make sure that we do those victims justice by ensuring that the sport continues to be a safe place for all kids to grow and develop and explore themselves in not only an athletic way, but a personal way as well.
Can you just tell us the big reason why you want to join this club?
Yeah, I think, you know, understanding first and foremost the ambitions of this club, where they want to take not only this team, but women's soccer in general in this country forward, wanting to be a part of that. And then with the recent hirings of Emma and Katie, you know, it really shows where they want to take this program, the success that those two have already built in the foundation of this club. And I think, you know, wanting to be a part of that. And then every single conversation I've had with Axel, you know, where they want to take this program forward, their goals and their dreams of bringing professional soccer to Canada, and having me be a voice and an advocate for that on behalf of the club, I think is amazing. And I think just really knowing that I can make an impact on this sport, on the future of the women's program in this country, is something I'm really excited for.
She's a two-time Olympic medalist, the 2019 NWSL champion, the Minister of Defense, and now the GM of women's football for your Vancouver Whitecaps, Stephanie Labbé.